So, it's been about a month since the last time I've uploaded a video. I'm sure you're all eager to see a new video from me, so how about some post-commentary on my Mr. Incredible Becoming Uncanny correction videos?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I digress. I will give out extra context and sources for each and every one of these videos. I won't go over everything, just the points that warrant extra context. Resources will be in the description. I will start from the first one I made to the last one. Let's get into it. So back when I first made this video, I wasn't expecting to get any more than a few thousand views, and boy was I wrong. I got a lot of praise, but also a lot of criticism. In fact, one of the more critical comments I got inspired me to make this video, so I hope you're happy now whoever made this comment. Now I will talk about some of the corrections in the video. This is the first correction I would like to talk about. I found out about a dark web forum named The Hub and thought that it was what the original video was referring to. However, some commenters pointed out that the Hub was actually referring to Pornhub. One commenter pointed out that there is a website named Mr. Deepfakes that is filled with these types of videos, and yep, it exists. So this website does exist, but you don't have to go on the dark web for it. Now, for ones like these where the number is almost correct but is just 1 or 2 digits off, I should have used an almost verdict for these. For this one, some people have argued that this is true because of a condition known as locked-in syndrome. However, it's not the same as a coma. Now for the one that got me laughed at the most in the comments. This might look stupid, but it's actually technically true. 16 seconds is close to half of 40 seconds, which means that there's close to half a chance that a 10th kid will go missing. I should have definitely worded this one better. Now this one seems like it's being confused for an actual fact about the Earth. Days on Earth have been slowly getting longer over time. Back when the dinosaurs were around, days were around 23.5 hours long. The reason why Earth days are getting longer is because the Earth's rotation has been slowing down. This one is pretty complicated. I should have given it a debatable verdict. And now for the one that could use some extra context the most. You might be wondering where I even got this from. Well, I got it from this video. I will now read out loud what this video says. These sounds were recorded in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, October 2, 2007. Subject number 2. The homeowner complained of noises coming from the basement in the middle of the night. A digital audio recorder was placed in the basement to record any sounds. After 3 days of no suspicious audio, we recorded something interesting. The audio was amplified 20 times, nothing else was done to the audio. No other significant sounds were heard on the digital audio recording set up in the basement. Recorder 2. The source of the noise is unclear. Case unsolved.
The link to this video will be in the description. Also, I will be using this voice from now on. Some people used Slendy Tubbies to try proving me wrong, but at the time, I had an easy rebuttal. Slendy Tubbies was made back in 2012, while this was back in 2007. Since then, I've done more digging, and apparently, the original sound was recorded back in the 80s. And that concludes the first, and worst, video. The amount of views this video got is what led me to make 6 more of these, with the first one being. So a little bit of backstory for this one. I originally found out about the person I was correcting in this video through an epical correction video. He was my main inspiration along with Maltaball. As soon as I saw this so-called fact, I knew it would be fun to correct one of the videos the original creator made. So I saw their first video and went with that. Now it's time to talk about some of the corrections I made. Butterflies do in fact do this, but only when there isn't any water around. They aren't very well known for doing it, though. In case if you're wondering what episode I'm referring to here, it's titled Dark Harvest, and well, I'll just let Phantom Strider's explanation for this episode speak for itself.
Invader Zim, Dark Harvest. Jeebus, this is a grim one. All the school children are slowly picked off as all their organs are gradually harvested by Zim, in Zim's misguided attempts to be more human. Ugh. Seeing internal organs removed from the body is generally reserved for grotesque body horror films. So when Nickelodeon, the 8 to 16 demographic kids network, creates an episode about Zim harvesting the organs of all the human children in school, well, it comes off as a bit surprising. I mean, I like the episode, but it's still very creepy. Dib does try to stop Zim, but he doesn't stand much of a chance as he can't even keep track of Zim. Zim moves like a silent ninja in the shadows, as he quietly mutilates everyone, replacing their organs with, random objects he can find lying around. Dark Harvest is a good example of the inherent similarities between fear and humor.
If you want to see the original video, I will also put a link to this one in the description. Now back to talking about my corrections. I would like to apologize for this one, as I have perhaps spread a harmful, false rumor. I saw an article about this, and assumed he was probably a pedo, but I think I was wrong. The name of this man is Dan Schneider, and with all of the evidence, I think it's safe to say that this is true without a doubt. And that's all I have to say for this one. I was originally gonna end it here, but somebody else really wanted me to do theirs, and speaking of that. This one was made as a request from the original creator, and the last one I made before my channel views dropped back to what they were before I started making these videos for a while. A version of this sentence that has the same meaning, but makes more sense is, Buffalonian bison that other Buffalonian bison bully also bully Buffalonian bison. The only way this could happen is if you ignite the cow farts or light them on fire. For this one, I would like to give a long and detailed explanation for, as a lot of people argued in the comments that I was wrong about this. First off, while atoms are technically almost entirely empty space, the electrons orbiting the nucleus spin around and swarm up so much that they are essentially everywhere all the time. And just like a fan, they cannot exist with another object in the same place at the same time. And as the Pauli exclusion principle has shown, no two electrons can be in the same place, doing the same job. Not to mention, you never actually truly touch anything. The electrons in your body repulse any outside object from truly touching you. Not to mention, solids have an energy barrier that prevent anything from passing through. The only way to get past this energy barrier is by breaking it, and therefore breaking the object. If your atoms were to start working in a way where you could merge with walls, you would just evaporate away. After making this video, I learned that this was actually a hoax. Now for this one, some people have said that this didn't age well, but allow me to explain. The context that is missing here is that I meant that the image shown in Japan on Google Maps was fake. I worded it this way in a later video, but I'm getting ahead of myself here. This one seems like it's being confused for a potential phenomenon known as the false vacuum decay, where a false vacuum becomes a true vacuum and a bubble forms and rapidly expands, wiping out everything in its path. The original creator of this video told me that this is actually a typo, and it's supposed to save the odds of you dying today. This one is actually true, but because of the way that the sentence is set up, I thought it was saying to use the letter C as the coordinates. I'm sure a lot of people are wondering what this says, so I'll just read it out loud. We don't know how our minds project images and how the images are perfectly coordinated in the center of our eyesight. How do you know that you exist, knowing that you're the only person in the world with first-person view? How come you don't remember anything near your birth? Is your mind trying to protect you from what was like when you're born? How did you know that time flows knowing that every frame your eyes see doesn't exist after that moment's happened? Did the past even happen, or does every blank second of your life vanish and be replaced with an unreplaceable pattern? Is every action that you do in your life worthless? Why are there so many unexplainable mysteries in the universe? What if you die and repeat your life again, forgetting all of the values and pleasant memories in your life, only to experience every traumatizing moments in your life again, infinitely? To make a long story short, somebody made a comment where they argue against this theory with their own words. And that's everything for this video. After this video, I was losing faith in making these videos. At the time, my views halved for every video I made, and I didn't make another one until about a month later. I also found out about the original creator of this video through an epical correction video. I checked the other Mr. Incredible videos they made, and decided to correct their first again. This man was a physician, not a physicist. I got the words mixed up here. It was actually a helicopter rather than an airplane, but you still get my point here. Initially, I didn't see the word ride, and thought this was talking about the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise as a whole. It was not actually banned in Turkey, but a TV channel was ordered to stop airing the cartoon. This Roblox game is actually named Crosswords, and I have a video that shows the full story behind it. I will now play part of the video.
There are games on the platform right now that if you join them, your account will be instantly terminated.
If you join these games, you get permanently banned from the Roblox platform. And not just banned with your normal account, you get IP banned. You'll never be able to make a Roblox account again.
If you want to see the full video, you know the drill at this point. I do not actually know when this translation was made, or who made it for that matter. This one is actually technically true, but I was thinking about the time it took to finish cleanup, rather than combined labor. And I don't really have anything else to say about this one, other than the fact that this is the first one that I added my own intro to, and a pie chart at the end, and it also took longer than the others to blow up. Well, I don't really have much backstory for this one, other than I found this one randomly and decided to make a video correcting it. Cows, like humans, are very social animals, and they have deep connections to other cows and will stop at nothing to be there for them. Along with making them less stressed, cows being with their best buddies lowers their heart rates, calms them down and makes them smarter too. They can mourn the death of their loved ones, and shed tears too. Yeah, I was really grasping at straws here to mark as many facts false as possible. I heard that there is actually a video where a woman pops her skull out of her face, but the wording here is pretty bad. This one I would like to talk about, as a lot of people pointed out Ronnie McNutt for this one, but he isn't who I was thinking of when I gave out this verdict. I was thinking of a man named Gisela Solis Calle, who committed suicide after his girlfriend went missing. I thought that this was the man that this phase was talking about, but Ronnie McNutt fits the description here better in hindsight. This is actually the correct estimate for when another big bang happens from what I have heard. There was a toy that did this, but it was 6.4 million, not 6.4. And that's everything for this one, only 2 more after this. Once again, I just found this one randomly and decided to correct it since it was long and I thought a longer video would trigger the algorithm more. There's a lot of ground to cover for this one, so let's not waste any time. I really don't like how aggressive I was here. I should have been nicer to the creator in the video, no matter how bad the mistakes in the video might be. This is actually only one of the theories for the overly long lifespan in the Bible, with others believing it was a metaphor or simply an exaggeration. I have a video that shows the full story behind these supposed hell sounds. Here it is.
The audio recording spread across the internet, where many people noted that the sound is actually just the same screaming voices looped over and over again. It is now believed that the sounds are from the 1992 Italian horror film Baron Blood. Although the story of the well to hell became popular among certain evangelicals at the time, it was a complete fabrication. The Finnish journal where the story first appeared in full wasn't a respected scientific journal as sometimes claimed, but instead a newsletter published by a group of Finnish missionaries. In fact, similar versions of the story had appeared in other Christian newsletters before them. And as for the supposed Norwegian article that further corroborated the story, it was revealed as a prank by the teacher from Norway, who confessed years later that he made the whole thing up after hearing the initial story on the radio. So where did the original inspiration for the story come from? It's possible it was inspired by an article in Scientific American published in December 1984 called The World's Steepest Well. It was written by a Soviet geologist named Y.A. Kozlovsky and described an experiment in which a hole was drilled more than 7 miles into the earth. It still exists today, and at around 7.6 miles deep is in fact the deepest artificial point on Earth. Known as the Kola Super Deep Borehole, it's located near the Russian border with Norway. known as the Kola Peninsula, and has provided scientists with a lot of valuable information in the realm of geophysics.
If you want to see the original video, you know what to do at this point. Cats will do this if they don't have any access to other food sources so that they can survive. This is not actually a real lullaby, but a song from the film Putovoy Obkachik, or The Trackman, released in 2007. This is actually possible from what I have heard. This one is true and happened to a pizza delivery man named Brian Wells back in 2003. Keep in mind that when I was correcting the minutes left in the video, I was only counting what was left of the original video and not anything I added at the end of my video, such as the trailer to an upcoming video I added. Now it's time to address the elephant in the room. I said it was false, but many people in the comments argued against me. They mentioned a Russian woman named Tamara Samsonova, or the Granny Ripper. I do know that this woman is real, but I couldn't find anything to verify this Sun story, or if the creators of the game actually based it off of her. This abandoned hospital does exist, but it's in Malta, not Mali. This hospital was known as the St. Philip's Hospital. This was probably a thumbnail picture of some Nico's Nextbots Roblox games. And that concludes the longest one. This became the most viewed one for a while, until the first one surpassed it in views again. The success of this video prompted me to make one more of these. For this last one, it was based off of the first Mr. Incredible Becoming Uncanny correction video made by Multiball, which got over 500k views, now deleted. Once he deleted his videos, I decided to make a remake of the first video he made. For this one, there's only one quote-unquote fact that I would like to add more context to, and that is the Beast one. Remember that comment compilation from the first time I corrected this? Since then, the original creator has tried to prove it even more. Here's a part 2 to the comment compilation. Oh, and by the way, this kid is also a neo-Nazi as well. He swears he's talking about the Antichrist, but I have no idea what a Bermuda Triangle monster has to do with the Antichrist. And on a different note, somebody posted a link in the comments to this parody video. It got a lot of good chuckles out of me, and if you want to see it, you know well where to look at this point. Before I started making the Mr. Incredible Becoming Uncanny correction videos, I would just make whatever content I felt like and saw what would trigger the algorithm or not. I kinda wish these videos got even a tenth of the views that my Mr. Incredible videos got. I even made a playlist for this, but alas, it didn't help these videos get much more traction. Not to mention, I have made a fair share of non-Mr. Incredible Becoming Uncanny correction videos since I started making those types of videos as well. And one of those videos became the second most viewed video on my channel. I made a video a while back explaining why I stopped making the Mr. Incredible videos, but alas, the vast majority of my subscribers never watched it and never really got the memo. I also made some shorts, but stopped making them after learning how bad they are for growing an audience that actually cares about you. I have one more thing to say. I need your help making this video. Talk about how to make this video on my Discord server. Make a captivating thumbnail for it. Show me how not to bleed 70% of my viewers 1 minute in. Give out any ideas that can help my video get better. And that's everything. Have a great Thanksgiving, everyone.